Everyone to today's session. Today I am going to cover the following topics. First one is concept of credit risk. We already have seen that credit risk is a very important component of types of risk we can say. Next is credit analysis of corporate bonds. What is credit analysis? We will then throw some light on the agency ratings, different ratings that are done by the different credit rating agencies. What are those credit rating agencies and how the ratings look like, and what are the different meanings of the different ratings. Then we will see the modeling credit risk. Modeling credit risk means here we'll see that how these rating agencies they come up with a score, how they are able to model credit risk. For that, a modeling is done for keeping the different important factors that affect the credit risk, and then they come up with a score that gives a rating for a particular company. So that we will see. Let's start with our first topic, that is concept of credit risk. What is credit risk? It is the probable risk of loss resulting from a borrower's failure to repay a loan or meet contractual obligations. So traditionally we can say that it refers to the risk that a lender may not receive the own principal and interest, which results in an interruption of cash flows and increased cost for collection. So this is the credit risk. Now before coming to the different number of circumstances we can say where a loss may arise, we can throw some light on the different types like credit risk, which is you can say it is also a risk of default on a debt that may arise from a borrower failing to make required payments. It can lose the principal as well as the interest, completely losing everything that is the default risk. Now this interest can be paid on a later time also, not fully completely, but it can be paid partially also. In that cases also you can say there is a credit. Now let's have a look in the losses that can arise in a number of circumstances due to credit risk. A consumer may fail to make a payment due on a mortgage loan, credit card, line of credit or other loans. So this can be one condition, situation. Another, the company is unable to repay asset secured, fixed or floating charge debt. A business or consumer does not pay a trade invoice when due. A business does not pay an employee's earned wages when due. A business or government bond issuer does not make a payment on a coupon or principal payment when due. An insolvent insurance company does not pay a policy obligation. Insolvent means that it is bankrupt. The insurance company is forced to wind up its business and therefore it don't have any fund and it fails to pay a policy obligation, that is an insurance contract that is made with this policy holder. Again, an insolvent bank won't return funds to a depositor. A government grants bankruptcy protection to an insolvent consumer or business. Now next topic we are going to cover is the credit analysis of a corporate bonds. In our previous lectures we have already seen that a corporate bonds is much more riskier than a government bond. So definitely we can say that credit analysis in case of a corporate bond is very important. Now what is a corporate bond? Corporate bond is also termed as debenture, and it is a debt security issued by a corporation and sold to investors in order to raise some amount of capital from the public. Now, the backing for the bond is actually usually, the payment ability of the company, which is typically money to be earned from future operations. In many cases, also, we have seen that the company's physical assets may be used as a collateral for banks. Corporate bonds are considered to have a higher risk than government bonds. That I've already told you. So as a result, interest rates are almost always higher on corporate bonds because risk is more, return is also more. This we have also seen that risk and return, they go side by side, they're directly proportional to each other. So even for companies with top flight credit quality, whether they are having a very good credit worthiness or not, still they are having a higher amount of risk. So the return earned from a corporate bonds is always much higher than the government bonds. Now, next topic is assessing credit risk. Assessing credit risk. What is it? Credit risk are calculated based on borrower's overall ability to repay. So what is the ability that is assessed through this? Generally, to assess the credit risk on a consumer loan, lenders look at the 5 C's. What is this? Credit history, capacity to repay, is capital, the loan's conditions, that is condition of the loan you can say, and the collateral that is associated. This is the 5 C's, which are very important in order to decide the overall credit risk of a company. Some companies have established departments which is solely responsible for assessing the credit risk of its current and potential customers. Also, technology has afforded the business the ability to quickly analyze. Companies are nowadays using different technologies which will quickly analyze the credit risk, because analysis and assessing a credit risk is not very easy one. It changes from point to point. That is, from one point of time you can say it is having a some credit risk, and within a short period of time its credit risk may change. So it is not a very easy task. But technology has helped a lot to organizations so that they can quickly analyze the credit risk. Now, next topic is, how does credit risk affect interest rates? I think most of the students can answer this question. If there is a higher level of perceived credit risk, sorry, if there is a higher level of perceived credit risk, then obviously the investors and the lenders, they demand a higher rate of return for their capital, or they may forego the investment or loan. So more the credit risk that is perceived by the investor, more or greater, higher amount of interest is given. Now, next topic is agency ratings. We are going to see what is agency ratings. Before that, I'm going to see a credit rating agency. What is a credit rating agency? CRA. It's also called a rating service. This is a company that assigns credit ratings. Their work is just to assign a rating to a company, to another company, which actually hiring this company to give a rating to them, right? So that is which rate a debtor's ability to pay back debt by making timely principal and interest payments and the likelihood of default. Most of the time you can say an organization hire a credit rating agency in order to give a rating to that company by taking a fee. Now, what is the basic objective behind this? Objective is that a company wants that there is a rating for that company so that it is easier for it to grab investors from the market, to show that yes, I am having a good credit rating, this is my credit rating, so that it can pay less amount of interest because it is having a very good rating. Like this is the purpose behind the credit rating. So usually companies, they are themselves interested to hire a rating agency and take or allocate a rating from that agency for their own company. The debt instruments rated by CRAs include government bonds, corporate bonds, CDs, certificate of deposits, that is, municipal bonds, preferred stock, and collateralized securities such as collateralized securities is having some securities that is collateralized. That means we are having some collaterals have been used for the security. Mortgage backed security like this. Collateralized debt application, we'll see later on what is it. We'll discuss in details. Now we'll see that what is a credit rating. We have seen that what are credit rating agencies. Now what is a rating actually and what does it signify? A credit rating is an evaluation of the credit risk of a prospective debtor. An individual debtor can be an individual, a business, a company, or a government, predicting their ability to pay back the debt, and an implicit forecast of the likelihood of the debtor defaulting. So if this rating is simply, it signifies what is the ability of the company organization, that is the debtor, if it's taking money from some investors, right, borrowing money from the market, from the public, from anywhere, what is his ability to pay back that amount of money along with the interest and the principal. So this is what actually is simply signified by the credit rating. Major players are credit rating agencies, which are very much very significant in this area. They are Moody's, Standard and Poor's is there, CRISIL is there, Fitch is there. These are very important credit rating agencies that most people, they they believe, have faith in these organizations. Now in the next slide we are going to have a look on the bond rating grades. Now how this credit rating looks like. See, here we are seeing that the Moody's is there in the first column, second column is Standard and Poor, and Fitch rating is there. Okay, this is something, credit risk. In the left hand side column we are seeing that the first one is credit risk. Highest quality, that is investment grade. What is the quality of the bond? That is signified highest quality. If Moody's is given a capital A and small A2, that is triple A, this signify the highest quality of the bond. Quality means the ability to pay back the principal and the interest is very high. It is a very good one, that is risk is less. Next is the high quality. See, AA plus, AA minus. We are seeing the different notations or grades that are actually used by the different credit rating agencies. They vary from one company to another. That doesn't matter. They will just give a chart for the different notations that they actually use to signify the different ratings that they are using, and they will also give this one, like high quality means this, upper medium is A1, A2, A3. For Standard & Poor, upper medium is A plus, A and A minus, like this. Most of the Standard & Poor and Fitch ratings are same, whereas Moody's they use a different notation for themselves. So medium, again BBB plus and like that. Not investment grade. What is this? Not investment grade means this is telling that if this grade this comes for a company, you don't invest in that company. Investment is not proper, is not right. Risk starts increasing from here. Speculative medium. Speculative is having a very high amount of risk. So speculative medium and speculative lower grade, speculative risk, speculative poor standing. They have put in the different speculative one. So risk generally increasing, start increasing. As we move down the column, we see that the risk goes on and on. And at last, no payments of bankruptcy. Standard and Poor's don't give any rating for that. Whereas Moody's, they give a rating for that, that is C, A or C. In default. In default means there is high chances of probability that the company will default. So Moody's, they don't give that. Whereas Standard & Poor's, they give a single D for that, and Fitch rating, they give a triple D, double D and D. So that's it for bond rating grades we are seeing. Now, assessing the credit risk. Assessing the credit risk we have already started. First step is to take the help of any credit rating agency. The second step, this is institutional investors in corporate bonds, they supplement their rating agency ratings with their own credit analysis through internal assessment. So first one, they take the help of any credit rating agency. Second one, they use the own internal assessment they do, right? The lenders generally examine a company's financial statements and employ several financial ratios to determine the likelihood of debt repayment, because this is agency rating is done suppose 6 months back, and this credit risk, I told all of you that credit risk is very sensitive. It may change within 1 hour due to a wrong decision of the company. So this should be supplemented along with own assessment, internal assessment. That should be done at the present point of view whenever you are giving or lending money to someone. Next, modeling credit risk. What is modeling? We have said that before coming to some kind of this rating and all, grading, a model is used to arrive at some concrete conclusions. What is it? Now, credit risk modeling is taking the key factors in a decision, like key factors, the different key factors that may influence the credit risk of a company, like debt service coverage, EBITDA, then you can say liquidity, payment history, years in business, management experiences, leverage ratios. All these factors are very important in giving a view of the credit risk. Now after that, assign a weight to each of the factors based on the industry. Depending on an industry, like suppose this vary from one industry to another industry. According to one industry, you can say liquidity is a very important factor, so the weight of this factor will be more. Weight means the importance of that factor. That is decided by the company itself. Like what should be the weight that is assigned? This is done by the credit rating agencies. After this, then you get a score for each factor based on the type of credit granted. What kind of credit that is granted, you are getting a score for that. That is, what is the score for the liquidity? If a company is having a very good liquidity, the score will be more. Payment history, if the payment history is very neat and clean, it gets a very high score, whereas if the payment history is not very good, it has kept a number of payments that was due, so the score will obviously go down. Whereas management experience, we can say the management is very good, experience is good, then it obviously fetch a very good amount of marks for them, score for them. Whereas if the management is completely horrible, not having any kind of experience, then a very low score, right? Next, in the third step, the factor score is multiplied by its weight. Whatever factor score is there, it is multiplied by its weight, that is its importance, and then the all individual score are added to get a combined score and come up with a result. So what is the result? If it lies within this range to this range, a particular grade is assigned for that company. This is the modeling credit risk. How a credit rating is actually assigned to a particular company. Higher the result, lower the credit risk. If that company, the overall score is very good, then the score is good, the grade is also good. We have already seen the grade is good, means the credit risk is good. So here we end up with today's lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to cover elements of credit risk. Then what is default risk, we will again discuss. We know what is default risk, so still we'll throw some more light on it. Now measuring default probability, what is default probability, we'll see. Loss given default, what is loss given default, we'll see. Loan portfolios, what do you mean by loan portfolios and all that. So, bye students. Another one topic is there, that is expected losses and unexpected losses. This will cover definitely. So, till then, bye everyone and thank you very much. Stay happy, stay safe. See you in my next lecture.